Okay, I think we're all set. I think we're good to go here. The feeling that half the audience might be in Spider Stream. Elements, I'm pretty sure of that. Well, Johnny was streaming a little while ago, so I was like, oh boy, here we go. I'm gonna have a nice show with 2 people, but you know what? It's still pretty fun to do. So hello everybody. I am Greg, and this is the Silver Lining. I almost gotta get used to that. I don't know. I still don't have any good like intro lines. You know what I mean? I still feel like the mic is a little weird. But hello everybody. Hey there, Ryan, Rooster Elements, Mambo. How's everybody doing? I hope you all had a decent week. Episode 5, I believe, right? Did I put episode 5? Did I label it right? Oh yeah. This is episode 5. Hello, the real Chris the Fox, right? The real Chris the Fox. There we go. So yeah, this is episode 5. You know, we're still bare bones here. We're still a grassroots talk show, but I still enjoy it. I've been stuck with tight jaw, headaches, allergy crap. Ugh. How are you getting allergies? It's freaking snowing here. It's March is just like Mother Nature just won't let up. Like, it's March. Cool it. Well, don't cool it. Warm up a little bit. Just got Danganronpa. Oh, okay. Hope you can push through it, Ryan. Yeah, I think you'll be all right. It's been 60s for 2. Oh, it's been 60s for you guys. Yeah, it's snowing here right now. I think we're supposed to get overall like 2-3 inches of snow. I love the snow and I love the winter, but I'm done with it. I'm freaking done with this weather, and I need it to be warm consistently for a little bit of time. You know, what was it, last week? We had 2 days where it was 70 degrees, and it felt like heaven. Just checking all that stuff there. Oh man. It's that dastardly groundhog wizard. Okay. So, bring back the snow. No. So, I was trying to figure out what it was that I wanted to talk about first. I had a couple of, there was one idea, there was one topic that I wanted to come up with that was a little controversial, so I don't think I'm going to get into it. Of course, it may end up coming up in the second half, so I'm not gonna push the button. I think I want to talk about. I did a video about this a while ago, and somebody actually asked me about it the other day. Modern gaming. Run it by us at least. I don't know, Elements, because you're gonna bring it up on purpose later on. I want to talk about modern gaming, and I want to ask how you guys feel about modern gaming compared to retro gaming. It's no surprise I am a big... Hey, the real Chris the Fox, thank you for the follow. It's no surprise that I am a retro gamer. I'm a retro collector. I'm a retro gamer. I'm a retro player. I love old games. If I never played another modern game, I would probably never run out of games to play. As long as I played everything that I own, I would never run out of games to play. I just keep getting more. I just picked up Pokemon Gold, and I've never actually played Pokemon Gold. I also have Heart Gold. I played Alpha or Omega Ruby and Blue and Red, of course. Gen 1 for life. And in relation to what game quality, in modern gaming, for better or worse, has changed, and there's a few different things that I want to talk about with modern gaming. But my question's going to end up being discussing what is happening in modern gaming and what the future looks like for modern gaming. I'm curious to see if you guys are starting to sort of step away from it. Hey there, Michael Guy. If you're starting to step away from it, I'm not stepping away from it, but I am more and more often. Whoa, thank you for the raid. A party of 5. Ooh, party of 5. I hope Nev Campbell is there. I'm not stepping away from it, but I'm getting to a point where when the new amazing games come out, I kind of don't care. You know what I mean? Like I don't care to have them immediately. You know, there was always the time where, with the exception of a few games, you know, when Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I'm going to get it day one. But when you tell me like Horizon Zero Dawn, I would have said, oh, this game looks awesome. I'll pick it up when I can. Bayonetta 1 and 2, I have them on the Wii, on the Wii U, so they came, and I love them. So I would love to have them on the Switch. But I'll get them when I can. I'm not really too concerned about it. You know what I mean? Mario Kart 8, I'll get it when I can. New stuff comes out, you know, I think the problem is that I have a few issues with it, because first and foremost, modern gaming is not worse than retro gaming. I don't want people to think that. I don't like those guys that, why do you buy CDs and why do you do downloads, man? Records are so much better. You know, vinyl's so much better. Vinyl has its charm to it, but as far as audio quality goes, vinyl is not better than CDs or downloads. It's just different. It has a good quality to it. Modern gaming is undeniably more advanced. You know what I mean? If you love storytelling, the stories have gotten bigger. If you love graphics, the graphics, for the most, while these are all matters of opinion, but in many ways the graphics have gotten better. You know, all of these production values have gone up. But there's something missing from it all, and it's I don't know what it is, and I don't know. It just I think part of the problem is that there's so much of it. There are a few games. Yeah, games you just wait for the price to drop. Like, one of my problems is that there's so much of it. It's $60 a game. We'll get in. We're going to start with it's $60 a game, and you take your $60 and you play your game, and sometimes you can get, you know, especially with RPGs, you get 40, 50, 60 hours of gameplay. And sometimes you play it for 10, 20 hours and it just doesn't feel like it's worth it. You know, I think it's one of the reasons people like the online games is because, you know, games like Splatoon, for instance. I've had people ask me if Splatoon is worth it. Splatoon is absolutely worth it. It's an amazing game, assuming you're going to play it online. Because if you're buying Splatoon for the single player mode, you are not getting $60 worth of a game. It's just not there. The $60 a game. Yeah, Ryan, that's what I was getting to. You know, you're paying your $60 a game, and that's assuming that all you're going to have to pay is $60. You know, I mentioned Splatoon, and there's a massive online community for it. I have yet to put anything in it other than the $60 that it cost me to buy the game. Zelda Breath of the Wild has paid DLC. You don't need it, but there is stuff that you can buy that adds content to the game, which admittedly, I haven't even played. I tried it a little bit, and then I just stopped. Purchase on sale at 85% off. You know, so it's to the point where the price alone is sort of, and I get that money, you know, prices go up. If you consider inflation, prices are actually lower than they've ever been. You know, $50, $60 20 years ago for a PlayStation 1 game is probably translate to like $80 or $90 today. And that's not even talking about the fact that Super Nintendo games used to be $70 and $80 in '95. You know, so video games, in comparison, video games have been, excuse me, are cheaper now in a way. But they're selling you more stuff on the back end. You know, they're selling you the DLC. They want you to buy that stuff. We had a conversation before about special collector's editions where you buy the game and then later on you have to buy it again if you want to get the extra stuff. I'm sort of happy paying 60. Okay. Yeah, you won't pay $60. And you know what? And Elements, you're hitting it. Elements, you're hitting it right on the head with what I'm talking about. is it even worth it to stay up to date with, and that's probably what I should say instead of saying modern gaming, is it even worth it to stay up to date with gaming? Because even the best games, if you just wait, they make so many millions of them. If you just wait 6 months to a year, you can go and get it for half price, even less, which sucks for the developers because they only really make the money on the front end selling it for $60 a piece. But as consumers, we have to be concerned with how much we spend. So, you know, it's, do you buy 3 1-year-old games, 2-year-old games at $20 a piece, or do you buy one game for $60? And in those 1 and 2-year-old games, you could have seen plenty of information about whether or not you would enjoy them. And I apologize, I'm trying to focus on the chat too. That's why I used to be generation behind. Element, there you go, Elements. Now when it comes to retro, that's where there's a I wouldn't say contention, but it's, what do you consider retro? Because a lot of people would consider retro 2-3 generations behind, as opposed, you know what I mean? If I went out and bought PS3 games, I personally think it's a certain amount of time. But, you know, because it's, if I go out and shop for PS3 games, some people would say that I'm retro shopping, and other people would say, no, you're just buying from the last generation. I don't think it's physically possible to keep up with. Squeak, as far as keeping up with modern gaming, I would never imagine that anybody is saying every time, I don't care how many millions of dollars you have. I don't imagine anybody is saying, this game came out today, I have to buy it today, and then this other game came out tomorrow, I have to buy it tomorrow. I don't think anybody's keeping up with gaming on that level. And if they are, bravo. I don't know what to say other than I'm happy that you have millions of dollars and 24 hours a day to play video games. I ain't got it. Retro to me is everything Dreamcast and earlier. Ooh, you see, that's a little far back. Obligatory. We're old. It's I don't know. It's interesting that video games have gotten to a point where I'm not sure if it's worth, just like I said, I don't know if it's possible to keep up with it. If it was like that, I have a Switch by now. Oh, is it? I think I still look at pre-retro 2000, but GameCube game, yeah, GameCube games are definitely retro. Wii is probably PS3, Xbox 360, because I think if you buy a PS2 or an Xbox game, there's no question that that's retro. I don't think anybody would question that. I think the question is whether or not it's the common argument is that it's 2 generations and earlier than that, you know. Which means that PS3 is the previous generation, Xbox 360 is the previous generation. The issue with that is some generations last a long time. You know, we're at a point where the 3DS is still going for some reason. That puts the DS, because they were still making DS games, you would say then that the DS is not retro, because the 3DS is still the one that they're making games for, and then the DS, regardless of the fact that there were a ton of different versions of the DS is the one right before it. So by that logic of 2 generations and before, the DS is not retro, and nobody's going to say that the DS isn't retro. The stream has just crashed. Oh man, I'm sorry. See, I got these damn icons in my way, and it's driving me crazy. PS3 okay, so Blaze Henry, you don't think that it is retro yet? See, I think that it is. Personally, I think that if you went to a store and said, "Hey, where are your PS3 games and your Xbox 360 games?" and they said, "Oh, we have a tiny little shelf over there with what's left," I think to me that's a good indicator that okay, we are in the retro phase. We're just in the first retro phase where they're phasing out the games. Then they become impossible to find in a store, and people are blowing them out somewhere in a yard sale, and then they kind of disappear for a little while, and then people start collecting them, so then the prices start going up. PS5 is gonna happen. I feel like the Wii U is too short-lived a console. The Wii U had its own problems, which we all know that. No, I consider the Wii retro. The Wii U, I don't know what to consider that. Yeah, I can watch the stream on my laptop because I had a quick power outage. Oh man. Yeah, and I apologize if I'm missing some of these comments. I have these giant icons in the way of the top of the chat, so if I don't get to them fast, I'm gonna miss them. For me, the big chain of game stores is still selling DS. Yeah, I am still getting GameStops still have DS games. The DS and Game Boy lasted longer than the 3DS. Yeah. PS5 won't be a thing until 2021. Yeah, I can imagine that's gonna happen. We're still waiting for the PS9, which is those little things that fly into your brain and make you see what they want to see. The Wii U was a mistake. No, the marketing for the Wii U was a mistake. I think the system itself was also a mistake. The system itself had some potential, and what little potential the Wii U had, they kind of screwed it. The Wii U had a potential, and this is us topic jumping. The Wii U had potential to do what the Switch is doing right now, which is, and this is what I thought it was going to be, that your mainline games, the big AAA games, were going to come out on the Wii U, and you can play them, and then you can have the gamepad, and the gamepad added some extra features if maybe you wanted to use them, maybe you didn't. Or you could take some of the smaller games. There would be games that were less system intensive, and then of course the virtual console and everything, save them onto the gamepad and then take the gamepad somewhere. That's what I thought it was going to be, and I thought, holy crap, now immediately that would have made going onto the eShop and buying NES games for $5 again, it would have immediately made them worth it, because now you would have had a large, decent handheld that you could have taken them out with you. And then that wasn't the case. Making videos about the Wii U, like people do now, talking about the Virtual Boy. People are already making videos about the Wii U. The problem is that we're just not far enough away from it that they're very popular. But people are already making videos about the Wii. See, the problem with the thing that differentiates the Wii U from the Virtual Boy is that the Wii U was a decent system with decent games, and the Virtual Boy was a disaster in every version of the way. I love my Wii U, but it's still a bad system in general. I thought the Wii U was a good idea, or the idea that I thought the Wii U was going to be, I believe was a good idea, but it ended up not being that. You can choose to have a Wii game. Yes, elements, but you can't take it with you. That's the problem. Is some games, the games that don't require both screens, I would have believed, like I said, for the less graphically intensive one, anything on the virtual console, I should have been able to say, let me save it to the gamepad, and then I can take the gamepad and play it on the go. Imagine if that was the case when the Wii U started. All of this craziness for the Switch some of the craziness for the Switch would be transferred would have been transferred to the Wii U. That's where it would have started. You mean a Switch? It's Squeak, essentially, yeah. like a Switch, like Switch Zero. The Wii U should have been Switch Zero, and then the Switch should have been the and then it would have felt like a natural progression, where the gamepad lets you take some of the less graphically intensive games, load them onto the gamepad, and you can take them everywhere, and then the Switch comes out and says, oh, now you can do it with all your games. It would have felt like a natural progression if that were the case. Okay. I see the Wii U being expensive, and I see, Mendez, I see the Wii U going up in price. significantly, I see the gamepads going up more than the systems, because you can't get, I don't think you could ever order just gamepads. You know, it's kind of like the Game Boy player for the GameCube. You find Game Boy players at garage sales. They're all over the place. But you can't find the disc anywhere, because everybody thinks that the player was the only thing. So when you're looking for the disc is worth more than the player. So I can imagine in 10, 15 years that people are, oh, hey, look, there's a Wii U there. Oh, man, it's $20. Is the gamepad with it? No. And then at another yard sale, hey, they have a Wii U gamepad here. How much is it? $30. It's worth more than the system. And it's because the systems would last long. You know, the controllers, they get beaten up, especially by kids, so they're more likely to break. So as far as systems to controllers, in the end, you're going to have more working systems than you are working controllers. I have the disc where you could order new gamepads only if one was broken. Oh yeah, see, I didn't know if you could order the gamepads at all. So it's interesting that you can order them from. And you notice, here we go then. You can order them directly from Nintendo. Nintendo also, the other thing you could order directly from Nintendo were the GameCube component cables, because and now, because nobody can duplicate them, they're $300. You know, so I believe that when it comes down to these things ending up in yard sales, the gamepads are going to be the things that are worth twice as much as the system box itself. Some games won't even start unless the gamepad is on. Yeah, they won't. You don't need to do that. And then some games, real Chris, some games have features that integrate the gamepad that you can't ignore. You don't need the disc anymore for the Game Boy player. Action replay with an SD card, memory card. Action replay with an SD card, memory card for the GameCube plus Game Boy interface. How much more money is that than just buying a disc online, though? Is that a lot more money? GameCube component cables, $300. Yes, they are. They are oddly expensive. And there are the ultra hardcore. To me, the only people that are going to do that are the Melee. Is it Melee? The Melee players. Because you could easily put your GameCube game into your Wii that has cheap component cables, plug up a controller, and play it just fine. But I think there's some lag there. And you know the hardcore, like the speedrunners and the tournament players, they need all original hardware. Is that the cable for the GameCube? Yeah, the component cable. Yeah, it's $15 versus the $30 for the official disc. But some people will love it. Unless you're playing gamepad mode only. Okay. Yeah, it's so weird that, and it's funny because this actually does, I thought Fatal Frame was down. Fatal Frame 5 was physical copy in Japan, I believe. I think Japan had a physical copy. Hey Lizard. Not in PAL regions. Okay. Yeah, it was download here only in the US, so I wouldn't mind seeing it come out on the Switch, to be completely honest. Yeah, but it's funny because all of this actually does kind of harken back over to the modern gaming question. What's going to happen with all of these modern games that require downloads to work? You know, they're messed up. They're messed up out of the box. They ship them with glitches and errors or incomplete. And then 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when they shut those servers down, as a retro collector, if you go and buy it, this game is now unplayable. You know, if you bought Tony Hawk's Pro, what was the one that was all kinds of crazy messed up? Tony Hawk 5? If 10, 15 years from now, you find that at a yard sale and say, oh man, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, and the servers are shut down, you're screwed. You can't, the game is essentially unplayable. Simply put, those games are terrible. They're terrible to begin with. Yeah. So then what happens when the servers are down? What happens when you can't go on and play those games anymore? Splatoon 1 for the Wii U. The servers are down for multiplayer. That game is essentially a multiplayer game. So, you know, what's going to... I shouldn't even have to say it, but Titanfall. Titanfall, I don't even think had a story mode. The first one. So if and when they shut the servers down, or if they did already, you can't play it. It's junk. It's not even a good coaster because it doesn't have little edges to hold all the condensation in. Remember when the Xbox One was going to basically be a brick if you didn't? Yeah, Mambo, I remember that. And I remember them changing it like the next day because people were in an uproar over it. You know, and then it does come back to it because it's sort of the same problem. You know, if you require these components to work, these physical components to work, what happens later on when you don't have access to them anymore? If you require these games to have downloads and stuff like that to work, what happens when those downloads are inaccessible anymore? Who mentioned earlier WWE 2K18 on the Switch? That game is atrocious, but hopefully they'll release a patch or something that makes it a little bit better, which I don't think they will because it's just too much of a mess. The only thing saving that is that the old wrestling games they're treated like old sports games. You know, once the new one comes out, the old one is junk. PS1 discs are better coasters because the backs are black. I would recommend looking up Dead Game News. It goes into depth about all these online games that are basically going to be abandoned deadware. Yeah, we're going to see them in the third Wreck-It Ralph movie, where they just go and visit video game servers that nobody plays them anymore. At least Fighter Z has offline mode for story. Yeah, fighting games are usually pretty good with that. Fighting games typically are pretty good with that. But even then, you're not getting a fleshed out story. I don't remember a fighting game other than something like Injustice, where the story mode was so rich. Oh, you know what? Actually, I do. Hold on. I'm gonna correct myself there. Soul Blade was very much like that, where it had a very cool sort of story mode that you could play with each of the characters, and without even playing another person, I think it was a good 10-15 hours of gameplay on those discs. Do you know the way? I know the way I know the way, but don't go anywhere. You stay right here for now. We'll go later. Well, to be fair, most fighters they keep you. Yeah, you keep for multiplayer anyway. Yeah, that's why fighting games are kind of unique in that way, where you're not getting a rich story, but nobody cares. That's not what you bought it for in the first place. You bought it to fight each other. So if anything, getting a big rich story is interesting. You know what I mean? It's bonus, basically. Smash Wii. I didn't play a whole lot of Brawl, but Smash does it pretty well, where there's some decent single player modes, and just wanting to beat the single player modes with multiple characters will a lot of the time get you a lot of playtime. I absolutely despise always online. Yeah, see, always online stuff. What good is that going to do? And obviously, this is irrelevant if you are a modern gamer. If you are someone who trades in your PS3 because the PS4 came out, none of this is really affecting you. You know what I mean? This doesn't really affect you because you don't care. You're not going to be there. You're keeping up with the times as the times are rolling along. This is for the rest of the people. This is for people like me who have tons of old video games and who would love to keep getting old video games, but it's starting to get to the point where it's not even worth it. I need to try Subspace Emissary on Intense. Oh yeah. Hence why I hate games as service push. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the games as services. Destroying. Yeah, the games as service. I don't like it. The concept of free to play. It works for mobile gaming. I think it works for mobile gaming because mobile gaming is an industry where you kind of are forced to move. Hey, thank you for the host cloud. Thank you for inviting me. You're forced to move along with the technology with phones. There's nobody carrying around their old Nokia phone because they want to keep playing Snake. You know what I mean? You have a new modern phone, and maybe you've got a version of Snake on it. I mean, granted, if you've got an old Nokia phone and you know the one I'm talking about, that thing is still works. Collective video games, not just means of entertainment for that year. Yeah, you want to keep them. You want to collect them. It's fun. Yeah, mobile game is just shit. Yeah, the 3310. Yeah, the weapon. And you know what, Ryan? I on that I actually will. I'm gonna half disagree with you there. I think most mobile gaming is crap because they crank it out. It's 99% shovelware. Even the popular ones. Even, I'm sorry, like what's the Final Fantasy Brave Exodus or something? They have the Final Fantasy 15 game now, Mario Run and stuff like that. It's junk. It's slapped together. Yes, some people put a lot of effort into it, but it's slapped together. It's thrown onto your phone, and they know that the idea is that when you're sitting on the toilet, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna play this game. You know, Pokemon Go was probably the last time there was a game that actually motivated people to do something other than just sit down and play the game. If I want a portable game, I'll play my DS. Yeah, that's it, Suave. It's exactly what's happening. They're cranking out so much of it that the quality it doesn't exist anymore. And even the games that people think are amazing, like when Farmville, oh god, you gotta play this game. This game's terrible. It's just it's a decent waste of time. 99% still mean. Yeah, 1% doesn't mean. Yeah. And I agree with you. That's why I said I was gonna have to disagree with you, because there are some games that are kind of okay, but ultimately as a platform, it's not great. The only thing that is good, I'm using that word reluctantly, but the only thing that's good about it is that the technology moves along. You know, when there's a new game that comes out and it uses features and it needs more processor speed and all of that, for video games, it's time to go get a whole new system, which you may be reluctant to do. For phones, you're kind of going to do it anyway. You know what I mean? Like people always say, I'm just going to hang on to this phone forever. And then 2-3 years rolls along and you get a new phone. You just kind of do it. So that's, oh yeah, I thought you said you disagreed. No. I have agreed with that. Because yeah, I do think ultimately, I think the platform is nonsense. I think that if you, and this is me talking as a gamer, if you want a device that's going to play a game, get a device that is dedicated to playing games. But from a business standpoint, it works for companies to say, well, they've already got, mobile gaming has the biggest install base of any kind of gaming. And that is, from a business standpoint, that is a 100% fact. You know, you want to sell these systems, you want to sell these video game systems because what you want is an install base. If you've got 20 million people with PS4s in their homes, which I think is actually more than that, every time a game comes out, you can say that is 20 million potential customers. Cell phones, what? There's 330 people in this country. You've probably got 200 million people with cell phones, not including the elderly people who still use rotary phones, and 5 and under who still have play school phones, and even some of them have cell phones. Then we can get carelessly ported the console and Steam. Mambo, I can't imagine what you're talking about. Chrono triggered. I don't even know if people have time for portable gaming. Yeah, if I'm out of the house, I'm doing something. Yeah, if I'm out of the house, I'm doing something, but I have a lot of downtime, like at work and everything. I have a lot of downtime, so as far as portable gaming, it works for me, which I take the Switch for anyway. Biggest install base, lower quality content. That's right. And you know what, Squeak? Lower quality content, but you're selling it to people who don't game, so they have no idea what quality content is supposed to look like. What is this? I think the install base is the problem, though. Yeah, they're and the install base is part of the problem because there's so much of it. You don't have to try. You know, if you make a game for $1 million and you sell it for $1 to 10 million people, you've made a profit. Even though that game sucks, even though people who bought it, they saw it for 99 cents and said, "I'll give it a shot." It sucks. By the time anybody, it's like a AAA movie that's terrible. So other than Wonder Woman, most of DC. sorry, DC guys. Justice League was terrible. Suicide Squad was terrible. Let me make sure I'm up. There we go. Am I back? Let me know if I'm back, everybody. And we are back. Okay. I think the DC guy. I think I pissed off the DC gods. So it's super windy here, and it's snowing, and everything is wet, and the power went out the second I started talking crap about DC. So I apologize to DC for talking about their crappy movies, because they are kind of crappy, other than Wonder Woman. Here we'll look at this is the setup here, and we can never talk bad about. I know. See, it's funny because Marvel has Thor, so if anybody was going to strike lightning or do something to the electricity, it was going to be Thor. Talking bad if I was talking bad about Marvel. I mean, what is? Oh wait, the DC has Flash. Oh yeah, so I guess he's kind of got electricity around him. Yeah, they suck. Besides Wonder Woman. Yeah, this is like I'm just sort of walking around upstairs, so I'm kind of like you're accidentally. He can still take your phone away. Yeah, I think a transformer blew. I heard like a really loud electrical noise. So this is. Oh yeah, we lost power here. So I'm doing this stream by the light of the window. This must be how they did streams in like the Old West and everything. Because you know they had to you had to read your books by candlelight and do your streams by window light. Optimus, no. Plenty of other good DC movies. Yeah, the DCEU sucks. Yeah, there's some good, you know, the classic Batman movies and stuff like that. The Dark Knight. Dark Knight was was an amazing movie. Here, we'll go downstairs. This is cool. This is like, I should probably do this more often. I'll try and keep it on me so you don't see my filthy house. Respect that you're still going with this. Yeah, I'm using up a lot of data, but I don't use my data much anyway, so I don't have an unbelievable, like, I don't have an unbelievable data plan, but I've got to have a kick-ass reserve. Funny thing is, I haven't heard the sirens or anything like that. Do you know what? Oh, holy crap! This is perfect. This is kismet. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why this works. Because if I were playing modern gaming right now, I can't do anything because I can't be online. I can go right now and plug up my Switch, and I'm looking at the chat and how are you gonna feed yourself without the microwave? I'm looking at the chat and I'm looking at me on the thing, and I should be looking at the camera. But yeah, here we go. Food, right? If I can't play any online games right now. I have tons of mobile games, which is there's a great it's like a text post kind of thing, and it's like the power goes out and they say, "Oh, are you worried?" And she's like, "No." And then she pulls out a 3DS and say, "Well, what happens when that dies?" Pull out a 2DS. What happens when that dies? Pull out a Game Boy Advance with batteries. What happens? And she cuts her off, pulls out a Game Boy Pocket. It's like, you don't underestimate my love for Nintendo handhelds. Greg is boycotting digital games by making a statement of not destroying the electrical fuse. Point your camera at the Game Boy and stream Pokemon Go. Oh, hold on. No, I know what we can stream. This is the IRL stream, so we'll keep it as IRL as we possibly can. Cooking stream. Do I have anything to cook? I don't think I have any. Oh, that's a shame because I have ingredients for udon, and then do I have anything else? Oh, I've got. What have I got here? Let's see. This is the weirdest stream ever. I've got some fake ramen. It's like, I think it's flipped. Compare to boil an egg. See, I wish I had like a camera stand. I would do that. But you have no power. You're gonna cook with no power. Fire. I'll use the fire on my stove like a caveman. Play Cooking Mama in real life. Fake ramen. The best kind of ramen. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I had like legit ramen the other day, so I didn't have a place that I could get it, and now I found out that there's one not far from my house. So, and then the one from my house is right next to the bowling alley. That's a day in itself. Snow angels outside. Oh yeah, let's for context. Let's see what's happening out here. Yeah, it's March. Can't wait to try some ramen. What do we got? 347. I'll probably keep this going up until like 4 o'clock, and then we'll call it from there. It's called gas, baby. Never had real ramen. Real ramen's actually kind of awesome. It's definitely gonna change your mind about eating instant noodles. Which is essentially, I found out that that's actually not ramen. If you just heat up water and put it with noodles and stuff, it's actually, technically it's just noodles. It's not ramen. Step outside your house and see if you're struck by the DC gods. You know what? I don't think I will be, but I ain't gonna mess around to see if I would. What's that? Why is this Floridian is confused? If you go to Pornhub, there's a lot of white stuff on there. They'll explain to you. Oh yeah, PA getting hit harder than Joe. Yeah, we have bad winds. When the power, I'm not even like conscious of the phone. When the power went out, I can't face that way. There was the loud, like transformer, the big surging noise. So and then it happened a couple of times. So I think that's what it is. So is the storm going to pass? It's supposed to be done by tonight. Like they're saying by tonight, the clouds are going to start breaking up and everything. But it started later than it was supposed to. So I think it's going to run a little bit longer. Show us your weirdest video game collection. Full view of the silver tongue. Oh, well, remember the tongue was blue the other day when I drank some of that Kool-Aid, that Kool-Aid mixer stuff. I drank some of that. My tongue was blue for hours. Oh, I got a new car. Everybody. New car. I got a Hummer. I don't know why I felt like showing you that. Greg, stream your lewds. No, I don't have that kind of time. Just Greg's words have so much power they short circuit the house. Was it a transformer in your house that blew, or is it council controlled? No, it was a transformer. We have one around us that always has a problem when the weather gets bad, but every once in a while it explodes. That's a nice ride. Kool-Aid got them food died. Yeah, well, Squeak, it wasn't food that was died. About 12 hours after I drank it, there was something else that was died. Okay. I'm gonna go back upstairs. I saw an anime on the wall. Oh, you saw my ghost. He's still pissed. What did we saw? We never found out. The stream's gonna come back on. It's gonna be Superman. It just comes back on. It's like, I heard you talking shit. Show posters. What a wild stream this is. Yeah, it's either really awesome or I super apologize for what's going on. I mean, obviously I have no power over it, but it is kind of annoying. So yeah, that's my Ghost in the Shell wall scroll. These are my potato heads. And then I have, there he is. I have a Doctor Who potato head. Oh, and then I have, right, there it is. Yeah, I was about to go back upstairs, and the second I did, the power, like the phone just died, or the network just died. The ghost police are coming. Oh man, yeah, this is so weird. This kind of sucks, but it is kind of fun at the same time. Here, these are my. Oh yeah, check this out. I got. There we go. There we go. Ooh. I got the glass thing at the Goodwill store. Run, Greg, run! Run up those stairs. Yeah, I need to be running. Yeah, so that's, Sephiroth wall scroll. Hi, Lulu. So when does this turn into a creepypasta or the Blair Witch Project? It's not already. I kind of figured it was already. See, I ran up the stairs and my fat ass is tired already. Yeah, this is kill. Oh wait, yeah. Hold on. This kind of is like streaming after dark. Where's Sage? Sage is okay. Yeah, Sage is indifferent to anything that happens.
Target acquired. There you are.
I know. It's got the motion sensor on it too. Woo! Twitch is promoting exercise by destroying electricity.
I see you.
Firewood for the family. Well, you know what that means? This is probably depending on what time the power comes back on, this is a going out to dinner night. Is that a Mario Block lunchbox? No, this is there is a company that sends out like one of those like loot boxes and stuff. They send out like video game memorabilia. I think Elliot gets these. And then I know somebody else that gets them, and then they have the box. Like, this is the box that it comes in, apparently. If you ask Elliot knows better than I would. I think he actually gets them. But it's a cardboard box. It's got a handle on it, so I was like, I can just use it for stuff. That's kind of awesome. When does one of Greg's knickknacks come to life and start chasing you? They only come to life when I'm not looking at them. I think that's how toys and stuff like that work. Here, we're back in the room, so. Oh man. Here we go. Ugh, so hideous. It's this is not the good kind of lighting. Here, hold on. Let's maybe I can set this up so we can just get on. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah. It actually kind of works. It's a Mario block to yeah, that's my biggest problem with that is that yeah, my laptop is still on too. My biggest problem with that is I don't have room for decor. So shall we play 20 questions? We'll play some Virtual Boy. Well, I was thinking of switching the camera around and then just playing Qbert like we did before. That was a fun episode of MTV Cribs. This is the worst episode of MTV Cribs. Does that Link have tape over his mouth? What? I don't know. That sounds a little weird. Show us your Nintendo Switch. I want to see the battle scars it received over. Oh God. No, because I bought a case very quickly, so no battle scars. It's funny though. I until I bought a case for it, I was wrapping it in a T-shirt, and my wife is looking at it, thinking this is like the most ghetto way to protect your Switch. She went somewhere else. I forget where she was, and there was a girl that had like a device or something, or her laptop, and she had it wrapped in a t-shirt. And I remember she came home and goes, "Is this like a thing that you use t-shirts like that?" I was like, "It's the most accessible piece of clothing, and it works." Other side over my left shoulder. Oh, there. No. Oh God, you saw my dirty laundry. He's. There we go. Yeah, see, he broke the pot, so he's like, yeah. You didn't see anything. He's got a rupee. It took me forever to realize that was a rupee and not the point of the sword. Right there. And then yeah, Samus. And Ultros. Woo! I love it. Yeah, oh man. Smile for the camera. He's got the big grin. And now I'm getting like text messages and stuff. Ultros. The original Splatoon boss. Oh man. So this, what do we got here? Oh, 357. See, it's funny. This is normally the point where the show ends, or the show goes on break. Because remember, we talked last week, and then I actually do kind of want to do that where we go halfway, take a break, come back, and then it's viewer topics and such. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen this week. Or you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the text that Superman, I heard you talking smack, come outside. What I will probably do is whenever the power comes back on, assuming that's today, which realistically might not be, I will come back. We will do the second half, and then when I'll put out a notification that I'm going to do that, and then we'll do the same thing where we've got viewer topics and stuff like that, because I think I said most of what I wanted to say about modern gaming, or modern gaming versus retro gaming, and just that I'm not bothering trying to keep up with the modern gaming anymore. You know, there are a few things that I want to keep up with. You know, like I said, Metroid Prime 4 comes out. I'm getting that day one. There's no question of that. But for certain games, I'm not going to bother. I want more horror survival streams with Greg. Oh, wait. We can do a horror survival stream. Hold on. We'll do... This is like you're in bed. And I heard a noise. What was the noise? There's something here. If I don't make it, tell my wife I love her. I'm running on adrenaline right now because I had kind of a crap day. Stupid found footage horror trash. Just answer Superman. Yeah, kind of a crap day. So like I was dying to get home and relax and do some streaming. I love when I get to come home and do the stream. That's pretty much the highlight of my day. You know, other than obviously spending time with my wife and all. But that's always a really fight off monsters with a lint roller. Yeah, I'll fight them off little fabric pill by little fabric pill. But yeah, you know, when I come home and I get to stream, I get to hang out with you guys and do some dumb stuff. That's always one of the we come before the wife. Suave. I'm gonna let you read into that comment and see. You tell me what joke I was going to make with that comment. Oh yeah, are you guys hearing that? I'm getting a bunch of messages. I hate being part of a group message because you stop talking and everybody else keeps going. Yeah, so you guys are probably hearing that. You're probably hearing the vibration. Am I still on? I think I'm still on. Okay. God, I hope I'm still on. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself here. A scene of things to come. Take this, dust bunnies. Just set the group on silent. Yeah, I thought I did. No, for some reason it started talking again. Yes, I am still on. Yeah, it was a little. My counter says 0 viewers. So either you all are playing some sort of weird joke on me, or or the reader's just wrong. Yeah, I've been talking to myself this whole time. Every stream. Yeah, this is Twitch is an elaborate system that doesn't actually have viewers. The servers just generate messages just to make other people feel better. We were in your head the whole time. Yeah, oh my god, could you imagine, like you're walking down the street and you're just talking, but you're like playing up to the camera, and people are, what are you doing? There's a stream going on. I've been running for 4 hours so far. Did you know I'm not real? Dude, viewbots exist. Nothing exists, Greg. It's just okay. Wait, okay, there we go. Oh, stop messaging. So yeah, we'll call this weirdness. Where is everyone? I don't know. I don't know where you guys are. The only person here is me, and Beth is on her way home soon. But yeah, we're gonna call it for right now. We will come back at some point. We're gonna try and come back either tonight or tomorrow. The stream never happened. Yes. What if you're all real and I'm fake? You know, when I hold the camera, I've got much better. I've got much more control over the weird things that happen. This is going to be an interesting post upload. Yeah, I'm going to upload this all in one shot, but I am going to splice it together. So it is all going to be one video. So I got to come up with some weird transitions. Oh, I do want to ask, I do want to comment on the intro. I threw that pixel art intro together. I thought it was just silly. The YouTube version of this episode is going to be different. But yeah, he says the power's out, but he still streams. You can't explain. So yeah, the pixel art thing was just silly. But I hope to do something better. Eventually I want to commission somebody for a pixel art intro. Squeak, if you missed it, for anybody else that missed it, it is in the beginning. Obviously, just go back to the VODs and you can watch it. I'm guessing your power is still up. Mine is not. Aliens versus aliens. So yeah, I'll try and come back later. Go to the Twitter and follow me, SilverGreg78. I'll post on there whether or not I'm going to be able to be back on tonight. If not, I'll probably be back on tomorrow. The power's on. Yeah, Sage is downstairs at the circuit breaker with the switch off. Like, feed me treats. He wants his treats, so Sage killed the stream. Oh, that might actually be what happened. Now I'm picturing Sage in one of those big like the Frankenstein switch, where it's like the fork, and then you pull the lever down and it this big sparks when it connects, and it's him just turning off the stream because he wants treats. Please post in Discord as well. Post in Discord. I'll try. I generally don't post in Discord just because it's hard for me to keep up with that, and then Twitter, and I stop at Facebook every once in a while. I'll try and post in Discord. Maybe I can do. You know what? I have it. My Facebook is just my Twitter mimicked over to. Whenever I post something on Twitter, it goes right to my Facebook. What I'll probably do is set something up. So I'll see if I can do it for Discord also. So yeah, so it'll be when I post something on Twitter, it'll just go right to Discord. But thank you so much, guys, for everything, and I will, like I said, I'll message you later and let you know what's going on. So take it easy, have a great night, and I will see you either tonight or maybe tomorrow.